"Sorry, I'm in a wheelchair," she said on a blind date. The man's next move changed everything. She feared rejection, but destiny had other plans. Welcome back to Kindness Unlimited, where real stories remind us humanity still exists. If you believe kindness can change lives, subscribe to Kindness Unlimited like this video, and comment your thoughts below to support inspiring stories. Emily Carter checked her reflection in the cafe window on a cool Friday evening in Seattle. The soft golden lights inside the small downtown cafe glowed against the rainy Washington streets. She adjusted her blue scarf and smoothed her hair, trying to calm the nervous energy rising inside her chest. Blind dates had never been easy for her, especially not since the accident. 3 years earlier, a distracted driver had run a red light near Interstate 5. In a single devastating moment, Emily's world shifted. Doctors saved her life, but they couldn't save her ability to walk. Since then, wheelchairs became part of her everyday reality. She learned independence again, step by step, or rather wheel by wheel. Physical therapy, emotional breakdowns, quiet resilience, and long nights filled with doubt shaped her into someone stronger than she imagined. Yet dating remained the one battlefield she hadn't conquered. People often treated her like inspiration or limitation, rarely like a woman simply looking for connection. Tonight was different. Ryan had seemed genuine during their online conversations. He worked in software development, loved hiking, and adored dogs. He didn't know about her wheelchair yet. Emily believed in honesty, but she also feared the familiar shift in tone once the truth was revealed. Still, she refused to begin anything with secrets. The cafe door chimed softly as a tall man stepped inside, scanning the room. He looked slightly nervous, holding a small bouquet of wildflowers. When his eyes found hers, his face brightened with recognition. Emily felt her heartbeat quicken as he walked toward her table with cautious optimism. "Emily?" he asked gently. She smiled. "Ryan?" He nodded and sat down, placing the flowers on the table. For a few seconds, conversation flowed naturally. They joked about Seattle traffic and rainy weather, but Emily knew the moment was coming. She couldn't enjoy the laughter until she said what needed to be said. Taking a steady breath, she folded her hands. "Before we go any further, there's something important you should know," she said softly. Ryan's expression shifted to attentive concern. "I'm in a wheelchair." Silence wrapped around the table like thick fog. Emily watched his eyes carefully, searching for disappointment. She had memorized that look from past experiences: polite sympathy, forced smiles, sudden schedule conflicts. Her chest tightened as memories replayed of men who claimed they weren't ready or needed something less complicated. The cafe sounds grew louder in her ears, the hiss of espresso machines, quiet conversations nearby, spoons clinking against ceramic cups. She reminded herself she had survived far worse than rejection. She had survived surgeries, hospital ceilings, and the terrifying uncertainty of learning her body's new limits. Ryan leaned back slightly, absorbing her words. His fingers tapped once against the table, and for a split second, Emily prepared herself for the familiar goodbye. She straightened her shoulders, determined not to let vulnerability look like weakness. She had dignity regardless of his response. Outside, rain tapped gently against the window beside them. Emily noticed her reflection again, this time not as someone fragile, but as someone brave enough to show up honestly. Whatever happened next, she had chosen courage over fear, and that choice alone already meant something. Ryan inhaled slowly, as if organizing his thoughts. Emily's heart pounded louder with each passing second. The future of this evening balanced on the edge of his next move, a move that could either confirm her fears or surprise her in ways she never expected. Ryan finally broke the silence with a slow, thoughtful nod. Instead of pulling away, he leaned forward slightly, resting his elbows on the table. His voice was calm when he spoke. "Thank you for telling me," he said sincerely. There was no pity in his eyes, only respect and curiosity. Emily blinked, surprised by his steady tone. She had expected awkwardness, maybe even an excuse to leave. Instead, Ryan asked gently, "Can I ask what happened?" His question wasn't intrusive. It felt like genuine interest. Emily hesitated briefly, then decided honesty deserved honesty in return. She explained the accident on Interstate 5, the sudden impact, and the long hospital nights that followed. She described the frustration of learning independence again, and the emotional weight heavier than the physical injuries. Ryan listened without interrupting, his attention focused entirely on her words. When she finished, he didn't rush to offer sympathy. Instead, he said, "That sounds incredibly hard, but it also sounds like you fought your way back." His statement wasn't exaggerated or dramatic. It felt grounded, like he saw her strength rather than just her circumstance. Emily felt something unfamiliar rising inside her, relief. For once, she wasn't being treated like a fragile story. She was simply a woman sharing part of her life. The tension in her shoulders slowly eased as conversation continued naturally between them. Ryan then surprised her again. "My younger sister uses a wheelchair," he said quietly. "She was born with a spinal condition. Growing up with her taught me that limitations are often just other people's assumptions." His words carried experience, not rehearsed kindness. Emily's eyes softened. Suddenly, his calm reaction made sense. He didn't see the wheelchair first. He saw her. They began talking about accessibility in Seattle, favorite hidden cafes, and the beauty of Pike Place. Market at sunset, laughter replaced the earlier tension. Time passed quickly, coffee cups emptied, and the rain outside slowed to a light drizzle. Emily realized she hadn't once worried about how she looked sitting there. She felt comfortable, engaged, and unexpectedly hopeful about the evening's direction. At one point, Ryan asked about her photography. Her face lit up as she described capturing rainy city streets and golden hour reflections along the waterfront. Instead of changing the subject, he leaned in, asking detailed questions about lenses, lighting, and editing styles. "You should show me your work sometime," he said. "I'd love to see Seattle through your perspective." That sentence meant more than he realized. It wasn't about inspiration or bravery. It was about interest, simple, genuine interest. When the cafe staff began stacking chairs nearby, they both noticed how late it had become. Ryan stood, then instinctively stepped beside her rather than ahead of her. "Do you need help getting out?" he asked respectfully, waiting for her answer. "I've got it," Emily smiled, appreciating that he asked instead of assuming. As they moved toward the door together, he matched her pace naturally. There was no rush, no awkward distance, just two people leaving a good first date. Outside, the cool Seattle air felt refreshing. Streetlights reflected off wet pavement, creating a soft glow around them. Ryan turned to her and said, "There's an accessible waterfront festival next weekend near Pike Place. Would you like to go with me?" Emily felt warmth spread through her chest. This wasn't charity. This wasn't obligation. It was a second date, a real one. She nodded, unable to hide her smile. "I'd like that," she replied, her voice steady and hopeful. As they exchanged numbers again to confirm plans, Emily realized something important had shifted inside her. The fear she carried into the cafe had slowly dissolved, not because she needed someone's validation, but because someone chose to stay without hesitation. Ryan's next move hadn't been dramatic or grand. He simply remained seated, listened, and treated her like any other woman worth knowing. Yet in that simple decision, he restored something she had quietly been losing: belief. For the first time since her accident, Emily didn't leave a date questioning her worth. She left feeling seen, respected, and genuinely excited about what might come next. And sometimes, that kind of kindness changes everything.